Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, as if you didn't know. Who else would I be? And tonight we have a very interesting wine we're going to try out. This was kind of a surprise to me, actually. As you know, I'm not generally a white wine kind of guy. I like the reds, although I have been known to drink a few white wines every once in a while. This one was a surprise to me, and we have it here tonight. And it is a wine from Austria. I am not really well versed in Austrian wines. This is going to be a very different thing for me to try tonight. So I hope you'll join me tonight, and we can try it out together in a virtual sense. Also, I have some foods to pair it with that should pair okay with it. I don't know. I haven't really tested it out yet. We'll find out. Also, we have some... Oh, wow. I have an exciting show for you tonight. We have, of course, the usual toasting that we'll be doing. The toasting of the national days. And some dad jokes. We'll tell some dad jokes. And I have a very special event, very special presentation for you here tonight. Yes, as I promised that I would try to do, I did manage to finish one of my Super 8 films to get them transferred over and get them restored and to finish it up and get it ready for tonight. I do have it ready for tonight. We're going to watch it tonight. It's a short film on Super 8 that has never been seen before on the internet, and I really hadn't seen it before for many, many years until I transferred it over and started working on it. It's a classic. I think you'll enjoy it. Anyway, so we've got a lot of fun going on tonight, plus the chat. It's an open chat, as always. And you know what? Join in the chat and say hi. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're drinking or not drinking, or would like to be drinking, or would like to see me drinking. And if I can afford a bottle of it, I'll see if I can drink it along with you. We'll see. Well, we have a very interesting show lined up for tonight. So please stick around, and we can have we'll have a great time. We'll have a great time. If you're joining me for the first time or for the 168th time, because this is the 168th episode of Drink with Rick right here on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show. Okay, I do have my show notes, and they're right here, as always. But I don't always follow them verbatim, and sometimes I go off on some wild tangents because, it's a stream of consciousness show. And also because the show is not really about me. It's not about me at all. It's about the wine somewhat, but this is really about you and me getting together on Saturday night, just kicking back, relaxing, having a great time with our favorite libations, our favorite snacks, whatever they are, as long as you're legal to drink it, that's fine. And just kicking back and just having a good time in the chat. So join in the chats and tell me how you're doing. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to read what's going on here and to relay it to everyone in the chats. Now, we have live chats. You can join us live on Facebook, the Facebook page. Here, let me get this up here. I've got it right here. There we go. The Facebook page is Drink with Rick. All right? That's the Facebook page. The YouTube channel, you can join us on YouTube with a live chat going on there, and the YouTube channel is, you just type in Drink with Rick. Do a search for that, and you'll find it. That's the YouTube channel. Twitch, we are live on Twitch, and with a live chat, and I'm looking right at Twitch right now, as a matter of fact. And Twitch is twitch.tv/drinkwithrick and the number 1, drinkwithrick1. And we are on Twitter. Twitter is @drinkwithrick. Yes, we actually are streaming live on Twitter. So you can go to @drinkwithrick and watch live on Twitter, and you can tweet me there as well. And I will try to keep up with the tweets. Also, we're on Odyssey, the Odyssey platform, and that is Drink with Rick. And you can watch there live. And I think the live episode is actually the name of the wine that we're going to be drinking tonight, which is the Brunn, let's see if I can pronounce this, the Brunn Gruner Veltliner. Yes, this is an Austrian wine once again. So, anyway, you can join us on any of those platforms. Also, the podcast, if you can't watch an hour later, the podcast goes out at 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And you can catch it and subscribe, by the way, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Deezer Radio, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry.com, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, podcastindex.org, or by email. If you go to drinkwithrick.com, click on the little blue button there in the subscribe page, says by email, put your email address in the box, send it off to me, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just for the podcast. And of course, you can unsubscribe at any time, but please don't. Also, you can buy me coffee if you like. That would be helpful, because that goes for paying for the prizes that we give away on the show from time to time. So please feel free to do that. Trust me, this is just a labor of love. I'm not making any money off this. Okay, this is just for fun. So please feel free to do that, but there's no obligation to do that. There's no obligation to do any of that. You can subscribe, ring the bell on all these venues, but I don't really promote that too much, because, and it's funny, because all the YouTubers, the big YouTuber experts say, hey, you got to really push your viewers to subscribe to the channel and follow on Facebook and like on Facebook and all this other stuff. I don't really do that, because I don't want to beg for likes and subscribes. If you're going to subscribe to it, if you're going to like it, you will. I was going to bring up an interesting topic about that last week, but I didn't get around to it. If someone reminds me, I might try to do that tonight if we have time. Anyway, so let's go on with the show. Now, before we get started, let me check the chats. And it's kind of quiet in the chat. Not unexpected right off the bat. Everyone seems to kind of wandering in a little bit after the show starts, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. I'll be honest, this might be kind of a short show tonight because it's been a long day, and we were up pretty early in the morning, and we had an event going on out at the park, and a bit of a party for my son. It was a graduation party. It was a delayed graduation party for my son, Tommy Antio. And it was extremely hot out there, and then it just poured rain. We got stuck in the rain out there, and it was just it was a real torrent of rain. And it was quite a day. And we came back, and we were all really exhausted. My lovely wife, Chi, is sleeping now. I don't think she's watching at all. I think she just couldn't. She just kind of gave out, and she's asleep now. I think CM Cinder's kind of the same way. I don't know if anybody's watching me tonight at all, to be honest. I was pretty exhausted, but I said the show must go on. The show must go on, and that's what we're doing now. Okay, so let me check the other chats for a moment. Quiet on YouTube and quiet on Twitch. All right, and on Odyssey and everywhere else. Any tweets going on Twitter? I've got a bunch of tweets here, but I don't know if any of them are from me. It's okay. It's all good. All right. Where were we? Okay. The stream of consciousness is sort of banked over here a little bit. Okay, so this is what we're drinking tonight. This is a Brunn Gruner. Let me see if I can say this, pronounce this correct. Gruner Veltliner. Veltliner. That's what it is. Gruner Veltliner. I don't speak Austrian, okay? Please. It's a Brunn Gruner Veltliner. And this is a wine from Austria, an artisan collection. Let me here's the back of it. I'm going to read the back of it. Brunn Gruner Veltliner, 2021, the Artisan Collection, New York, New York, white Niederosterreich. Okay. I was practicing this before the show, and I got tongue twisted just now. White Niederosterreich wine. Niederosterreich is I believe the type of wine it is here. White Niederosterreich wine. Product of Austria. It is 12.5% alcohol by volume, ABV. And you can find more information on it at theartisancollection.us. It's imported. It doesn't say who. Where is it imported by? It's theartisancollection.us, I guess. Well, that's what that is. And, of course, to pair with it tonight, we have this lovely dish made by my wife, Chi. Before she went off to bed, she says, well, here's your dish for tonight, and I'm going to bed. She says, here it is. Grab it when you get ready. Take it upstairs in the studio. I'm going to sleep. So we have here some sausage. This is some beef sausage. We have some chicken, some grilled chicken that my wife Chi prepared, and a couple of cheeses. I think we have the Trader Joe's double cream Gouda, and I think we have a white, and this is a white Parmesan cheese there. It's not the one that we usually have. It's not the unexpected cheddar with parm. It's a white Parmesan cheese. So that's what we're trying out tonight. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to opening the wine. Shall we do that now? Now, this is a very interesting wine. This is a very, very different type of wine. As you saw from the photo, from the image there, this is not a typical bottle of wine. This is a white wine, but it is in a bottle that is more reminiscent. This is a 1 liter bottle, by the way. It's more reminiscent of a beer bottle. And it has a bottle cap on it to boot, which is also very unusual. So because of this, I'm not going to use my corkscrew to uncork the wine, or decork the wine, as I like to say, just because I like to say it. Instead, I'm going to use a bottle opener. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Why not? Let's on with the show. Let's get this on. Look at that. It came off pretty easily. Not fizzy at all. No, this is wine. This is not a beer. This is a wine. Or so I've been told. So, whoa, there's a little bit of displacement there. Haha. Okay. Oh, it's in there. All right, that's a full bottle. That's a full bottle right there. After the displacement of the wow, I wasn't really expecting that. Okay, oh, that's a full bottle. I'm not going to drink all this. Trust me, I'm not going to drink this. When I got the aerator in there, I was just I wasn't really watching it. Didn't think it was that full, but it really is. All right, and to pour the grape nectar, to hold the grape nectar, I have my trusty Galway genuine Irish crystal glass given to me by my employers at bytwowayradios.com. This is genuine Irish crystal from Ireland, which in itself is genuine. All right, so we're going to pour a little bit in the glass. And I have my official Drink with Rick coaster ready, which, by the way, I'm going to tell you later on in the show how you can get a pair of these free. So stay tuned. All right, we'll give it a little bit of a swirl. Wow, this thing has got some body to it, doesn't it? A little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit. I mean, it seems kind of light, but it looks like it has a little bit of body to it. Okay. Well, we'll give that a little swirl. Tell you what, let's go ahead and set it aside for just a moment. Move my show notes over here. I want to get them winified. Let's check the chats one more time. All right, very quiet in the chat. Very quiet tonight. Okay. That's interesting because I came home and I said, you know, I don't think I can really do this show tonight because I'm so tired, so exhausted. Because we drove all the way from Waxhaw back to Charlotte, which is a bit of a drive. So it was a 45-minute drive going out there and then coming back, and then we had a couple stops along the way back. So it took us a while. So, but when I got back here, I said, you know, I've got to do this show. Got to do this show. So we're on checking YouTube. Yadagami is in the chat. Yadagami-sama's in the chat, and Yadagami says, "Hey Rick, how are you doing?" I'm doing just fine, Yadagami. It's great to see you, and I'm glad you're here, by the way. I don't know if you just got here, if you missed the opening, but not the opening of the wine, but the opening of the show. I'm going to show tonight a special film, a short film that I made with a friend of mine back in 1990 on Super 8. It's a Super 8 sound film, short film, about 8 minutes long, entertaining. And I did promise that I was going to try and have it ready last week. I was going to try and have it ready for tonight, and lo and behold, here it is. So I can hardly wait to show it because I have not shown this to anyone in 30 some odd years. And there is a story behind it. So stick around. I think I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Okay, so let's learn a little bit more about this wine. This is once again, this is the Brunn Gruner Veltliner. I don't have an accent. I'm not an Austrian, so I don't have an Austrian accent. All right, so I checked around to see what this wine was all about, and it is a Niederosterreich wine. It is a varietal, Gruner Veltliner, completely hand-harvested in small batches and 100% estate grown. This is in Austria. Now, I got this from I'm reading actually directly from the tech sheet that they give out at the winery. What is the name of this winery here? It's the Artisan Collection. And they had a tech sheet on it. So I'm looking at the tech sheet. The winemaker is Karl Steinschaden. Karl Steinschaden. It's available in a 1 liter, a bag in the box, which is 1.5 liter, and a 20 liter slimline key keg. And I have the 1 liter. This is the one. Whoops, that's not the. Here it is. This is the 1 liter bottle right here. That's what I have. So it says, I'm reading this from their tech sheet, it says just north of the Danube in Kamptal resides the small family-owned and run winery producing Brunn. Winemaker Karl Steinschaden and his family are dedicated to traditional practices, completing the harvest 100% by hand in small cases. Wow. The old estate vines produce low yield with very high quality grapes. The character of the wine is defined by the soil of the vineyard and the climate of the region. An optimal climate leads to wines of elegance while preserving the unique flavors of the grapes. So apparently, and I'm not going to read this verbatim all the way through, but apparently the winery has a traditional basket press dating to 1564 AD. So this is a Renaissance-era basket press. And according to the notes here, it's never left the village. So, interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. I'm looking forward to trying this wine out. Checked around in other places to see what the pricing was on it. And I see $16.99 from Vivino. They give it 3.9 out of 5 stars, by the way, based on all the vintages. Wine Searcher has it for Luella Wine, Beer, and Beverage in North Carolina and Durham. It's $16.99. I could not find pricing on it in other areas. That's I didn't see any pricing on it anywhere else except not even on the Vintner site. Okay, but I do have my receipt. My receipt's right here. And I purchased mine at Winestore, winestore-online.com. And I paid for this Brunn Gruner Veltliner 1 liter bottle, $14.99. I paid $14.99 plus whatever the tax is. So that's what I paid for it, $14.99. So it's a little bit lower than what they were posting the price for on it online, but not the other places. I mean, but the wine stores seem to have a pretty good, decent deal on it. So that's what we've got going there. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this one. Let me check the chats one more time, and. I think everything's still quiet on Twitch tonight. Very interesting. We have folks watching. Please feel free to jump in and say hi. And also on YouTube. And Yanagami says, your drink looks a lot like what I'm drinking right now, a Guava Cider from a local brewery here in my town. Guava Cider. Okay, there's something else to try. Let me write that down. Guava. No, seriously, I write this stuff down and then go looking for this stuff. I really do. Because some of these things, what you all are drinking, it intrigues me. And I like to try out all these new things that I've never tried before. I've never tried a Guava Cider, by the way. So that sounds pretty good, Yatagami. We're going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a whiff and a little bit of a taste. I really don't know. And there is a story behind this as to how I acquired this wine. I did purchase it, by the way. But there's a little story behind it. Let's give it a little bit of a whiff first. Wow, lots of apple on the nose. Right off the bat. And yeah, somewhat citrusy. A lot of citrus. And I see some grapefruit in there. That's what I'm smelling on the nose. Let's give it a taste. Wow. Okay, I'm getting lots of apple. Green apple, actually, as a matter of fact. Green apple and a hint of grapefruit. And there's something else in there. I'm not really picking it out just yet. Somebody told me that I was checking online that there might be some pear in this wine, tasting this wine. Let's see. Maybe that's what I'm tasting. Maybe a little hint of pear, but mostly I'm getting apple. It's mostly what I'm getting is green apple. And it's like the kind of green apple that I used to eat when I was a kid. Not just apples, green apples. I mean, particularly almost like the crabapple type of green apple, but not as sour as, it's not sour like a crabapple, but it's kind of a little bit tangy. There's a little tanginess, a little tartness to this wine. The apple's interesting. Just a hint of grapefruit in here, I think. Just a little bit of grapefruit. And it's kind of It unlike what I said before about it looking, like it's a light-bodied wine. Don't get me wrong; it's a light-bodied wine. But when I said that it looked a little not heavy, but it was, I forget even the term I used. It's kind of light. And it's very, very, this is a very dry wine. Very dry. Very dry. There are no tannins in it. It's just very dry. Yeah, grapefruit's coming out just a little bit more. I don't know. I'm not really tasting much pear in it, but we're going to let it open it up and see if we get some pear in it here. But because I was looking around and online, and they're saying there's some hints of pear in it. I'm not getting that right now, but I am getting a lot of green apple and a little bit of honey, actually. And I love honey. Honey taste. Yeah. And it's very smooth. This is a very smooth. It's dry. It goes down, and it has a very, very light finish. But it's one that, even though it's a light finish, it's one that kind of lingers at the very end, and it has kind of a twinge of, I guess, kind of a silky honey feel to it. Very interesting. Very interesting wine. Now, I'll tell you what happened, how I came across this wine. I had been visiting over there in the Blakeney area around Charlotte. My son and I worked together in Rock Hill, and then on the way home from work, he wanted to get a haircut, so we stopped at his favorite place where he gets his haircut, and that just happened to be right like 2 doors down from Wine Store, where I like to go in Blakeney. And it had been a while since I'd been there, but I walked in the door, and lo and behold, who was there was Matthew. And I was looking around for an interesting wine to try out on the Winestream this weekend, and he said, "You know what? I think I have a wine for you." He says, "This is very different," and he pulled out the bottle that I've got right here, and he says, "This is a very, very interesting white wine." He says, "Do you like?" He says, "I know you don't really like whites that much, but do you like citrusy stuff?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And he says, "Well, this I think you might find this really interesting, and if you're looking for something different to try on the Winestream, this may be what you're looking for." So I said, "Okay," and the price was reasonable. So I said, "Sure, I'll try a bottle of it and see, and give it a fair review and see what it's like." So so far, the wine. I'm liking the wine somewhat because I do like citrus. I do like, although most of the citrus I'm getting here, I'm not tasting anything else other than really grapefruit as far as citrus is concerned for the moment. But the green apple, the apple is interesting. And I used to eat a lot of green apples when I was a kid. I'm not really an apple person now, but the green apples they're more tart, than the red apples. The red apples seem they're a little bit sweeter, but some of the green apples, like the smaller ones, they have kind of a tartness to them that I liked. And this is what that reminds me of. Ooh. Now, I did look around to see what this would pair with because I wasn't sure on this particular one because I never had a wine like this before, and I couldn't really find it. I checked around, and apparently this particular type of wine goes really good with seafood, and I'm not really a big seafood person. It goes okay with chicken, so we had some chicken tonight, so we're going to try it with the chicken. I don't think they were talking about grilled chicken, though. I think they were really talking about more like a baked or a rotisserie chicken or something like that, lighter fare that's, white meat that's a lighter fare, rather than a grilled or a broiled chicken. So, that my wife does a really, really amazing chicken wing, but it is a grilled, and it's kind of like a barbecue style wing. Really good, but I'm not sure that this is really a barbecue kind of wine. Might be a good party wine though. So we're gonna find out. But so far, the wine it's pleasant to drink. It's easy to drink. It's pleasant to drink. Very light wine. And it's very dry, which I like. So I'm okay with it. If it's a dry wine, I'm okay with it. Let's see. Yadagami says, "Could it be possible to mail you some drinks? I'm from Siler City, North Carolina." To mail me some drinks? Well, I have had wines shipped to me before. The wines that were shipped. Some places will ship wine. You can legally ship wine in North Carolina and to various places in North Carolina. And in some states outside North Carolina, you can do that. I've gone to wine, as a matter of fact, wine store on several occasions. I've gone to a wine store in Blakeney and have shipped out wines to my sisters for gifts. And one of my sisters lives in California, and the other one lives in Texas, and they've both been able to receive wines that I've shipped them, so that's not a problem from here. Now, some states don't allow you to ship wines and other alcoholic products back and forth, but North Carolina, I don't know about beer or anything like that, but I know that they do allow wines. You can ship wines back and forth. And I think it sort of depends on a couple of other factors, but I haven't had any trouble doing it so far. So yeah, I mean, if you have something, you might want to check first locally and see if you can do it. I think some of it has to do with the service that you're going to be shipping it with, because the U.S. Postal Service, they have some strict regulations on liquids and perishables and things that you ship through the Postal Service. UPS has some restrictions also, but I think they have a little bit more of an allowance on that than the Postal Service does. I think. I'm not a logistics expert here, so don't quote me on that. I don't know about FedEx, to be honest. I try not to use FedEx if at all possible. But we're not going there. Not now. Anyway, could it be possible? Yeah, I'm sure it's possible. It depends. Once again, though, it depends on the drinks. And in North Carolina, I don't think you should have too much trouble with it. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think you should. But I would be happy to receive them, and I would give them a fair and an honest review, to be honest. I really appreciate it. Anyone else going on, let's see, on Facebook, kind of going on Facebook? I know Ed wants to see this film tonight. Okay, an X86BSD is in the chat. It's great to see you. X86BSD is in the chat on Twitch. He says, not to derail the wine subject, but since cider was mentioned, I highly recommend Ace's Pineapple Cider. It's to die for. Ace's Pineapple. I've never had that. I've never even heard of it, to be honest. Ace's Pineapple. Okay, so I'm gonna Ace's Pineapple Cider. I will write that down, and I'll investigate it. Well, thanks for the tip, X86. I really appreciate it, and I will check into that and see. I've got two recommendations here from tonight: the Guava Cider and the Ace's Pineapple Cider. I like cider. My son Tom Antio, he likes a really good cider. He really enjoys drinking cider. So maybe we'll get a couple of those, see if we can find them locally, and he can try them as well, and we can. See how they are. Let's see, what else do we have on the chat anywhere else? Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the tasting, because we have more show going on tonight. And I do want to show you this film. By the way, X86, we have a Super 8 film short that I'm going to be showing tonight. And there's a little story behind that too, but I'm really excited to show it, by the way. Hasn't been seen on the internet ever, and I haven't shown it in over 30 years, so looking forward to it. Okay, so let's go to camera 3. This is the spread that my lovely wife Chi, prepared for tonight to pair with the wine. Now I'm going to try it with the sausage first, because I was under the understanding I had the understanding, what little I understand, that this is supposed to go with some spicy meats, some spiced meats, and that would include, this. It's beef. It's beef summer sausage. And it's summer. So why not? Let's give it a try. Beef sausage, which is actually very good, by the way. I like the sausage. Now, whether it goes well with this white wine, I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm looking at the wrong camera again, aren't I? Right here. Oh, actually, that was quite good. Yeah, it does. It does seem to go pretty well with this spicy meat. Yeah, I rather like that. That was actually surprisingly good, actually. Well, no, what it did was it brought out the spiciness of the sausage. Now, the sausage is not super spicy, but it really brought that out a little bit more and magnified it a bit, and I'm actually surprised. Very, very good. It's not a bad wine. Let me clear the palate a little bit. We're going to try it with the chicken. That should be interesting. Palate cleared. Let's go back to camera 3, and let's try it with one of these pieces of chicken. This is, once again, grilled by my lovely wife, Chi, and this is actually some of the chicken that we brought to the party at Cane Creek. We were at Cane Creek Park. I haven't had enough of that yet. Cane Creek Park in outside of Waxhaw, North Carolina. And that's where we were today. And it was really hot, like 96 degrees out there. And then all of a sudden it just stormed. It was just wow. It just, and we were under a canopy. And it didn't blow the canopy away, but it was just, the rain just shot in there, and we had to move all the food and everything quickly towards the middle of the canopy. Let's give this a try here. Now, it's cold at this point because we brought it home and refrigerated it, so it's not hot. It was very, very good chicken. She does an amazing barbecued grilled chicken. It's really amazing. What camera am I on now? Oh, okay, this one. All right. Once again, not bad. Now, if it's something like a grilled seafood or something like that, I would expect this, white wine. Grilled chicken, I wasn't sure, but she marinated it overnight, I think, and her marinade that she uses is really, it's her own recipe. Really, really good. The neighbors come from all around to try her chicken whenever she makes it. And that was one of the things that brought people in to the party was, she's making her famous grilled barbecue chicken. So we have to be there and make the trip. And so it's amazing chicken. No, it's actually quite good. It actually turned out to be pretty decent. And once again, another really good pairing. I'm going to clear the palate again. And we'll try it with a little bit of the cheese. That's camera 3. Camera 3, let's go to the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. How about that? That works. The Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. Now, this is a lighter, creamier cheese. Generally goes really good with the red, but it has gone really well with whites in the past. Can't talk with cheese in my mouth. Let's see. I'm gonna try. Okay, that it kind of canceled each other out there a little bit. I really did not get much taste in that one because, I mean, the cheese, it was good. It was not bad, but the two tastes kind of canceled each other out a little bit. So I don't know about that one. I'll have to try that again later on. Let me try the clear the palate again. Now, as I said, I'm pretty tired tonight. I'm really exhausted. So if I wicks my merds up too much, or if I seem a little out of it, it's because, yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm going to bed after the stream's over here. Maybe sooner than that if I have enough of this wine. So let's go ahead and go back to camera 3. And let's try it with the, what do we try? This is the cheddar. This is a white cheddar. And this might be a pretty good pairing with the white cheddar. We'll see. This is unusual. Kind of like a Munster. Okay. That's interesting cheese. Actually, not bad. It actually worked pretty good with that. Well, no, yeah, it actually works pretty well. Pretty decent. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not 100% sure with the Gouda because the Gouda seems to kind of, the Gouda and the wine seem to kind of cancel each other out as far as flavors are concerned. This other white cheese, I think is pretty decent. So I'll try to revisit the Gouda before the end of the show if we can. We'll do that. In the meantime, let's get to some toasting. Let's toast some national days, and then let's get to watching this film. Because hey, I've been wanting to show this to everyone. And X86 says, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And love Gouda in my top 3. Yeah, I love Gouda too. And this Trader Joe's double cream Gouda is just amazing Gouda. As a matter of fact, the Trader Joe's double cream Gouda has been known to save a few of the wines that we tried on the wine stream. There were some that it complemented very, very well in the past. We've been using the Gouda as a mainstay for pairing the wines for the last couple of years. For the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and never had a miss, which is why I'm a little surprised with this, and I want to give it a second shot because I'm not ready to give up on the Gouda yet, for this wine. But this Gouda has been known to save a few wines that were not all that good, and then I would pair it with the Gouda, and the Gouda would actually help the wine taste better. So, we keep that Gouda around. Let's check the other chats here for just a minute. And Yadagami, so that's what you're drinking here. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up on all these here. Okay, the Guava Cider. I'm going to have to try that. That sounds really interesting. I like guava. And I like cider. So it should be really good. Okay. We are caught up on the chats for the time being, except for Twitter. I didn't really check that. There are 35 tweets here, and I don't know if any of them are really meant for me. Okay. Let's get back to the show. All right, it's time to do the national days. I'm going to bring up the national day calendar. This is courtesy of nationaldaycalendar.com. That is Marlo Anderson's site. That he is the CEO of nationaldaycalendar.com, and he provides the national days for everybody out there pretty much. A lot of people rely on National Day Calendar for their national days, and I'm one of them. Okay, so August 6th. Let me get here we go. We got to get the wave going. There we go. So we can all toast. So this is the toasting wave. All right, so August 6th, which is going to be August 6th for another hour and 7 minutes, is National Fresh Breath Day. I will drink to that. I really want to have fresh breath. When you're drinking wine like this, it's kind of hard to do. After a bottle of this, and you go, hi. Okay, National Fresh Breath Day. I will drink to that. Hi. National Root Beer Float Day is today. Root beer float. I like root beer float, although I haven't had one in years. But I tell you what I did have today. Unintentionally. It was not my intention to have one. But today, during the party that we had out at King Creek Park, all right, well, here's the story. We had a case of water. We were going to bring a case of water with us. But then my lovely wife, she said, no, one of the other people there, one of the other guests, she's going to be bringing a case of water. She's going to bring the water, so we don't need to bring this one. I'm like, okay. You sure? She says, yeah, she'll be there with the case of water. So I said, okay. So I didn't put the case of water in the car. We get there, and it's 96 degrees, really hot. Now, I brought a bottle of water for me to drink on the way over there, and she brought one with her, but nobody else had any. And we get there, and it's really, really hot. We're all really sweating. And, of course, we're eating, and we had all these sodas there that she brought along, several cases of sodas, which I don't drink generally. I don't drink soda much. And the person who was going to bring the water did not arrive at the time that we were there, so she was a little bit late. Well, she was kind of late, so... what happened was we didn't have any water to drink pretty much. And then, so we were all drinking soda, and I wound up drinking a couple of root beer sodas. That's why I mentioned this, because they were root beer. I think they were A&W root beer or something. And it kind of gave me a little bit of a headache. I wasn't feeling great after that. A couple of sodas. And then when the other guests arrived with the bottled water, everybody's running, yeah, I'm gonna have some bottled water. But it was all good. It was a fun for an afternoon. Anyway, here's the National Root Beer Float Day. I'll drink to that. Root beer. My wife loves root beer, if it's good root beer. Today is also National Wiggle Your Toes Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? I better be careful. There are a lot of national days here. Today's National Disc Golf Day. First Saturday in August is National Disc Golf Day. I'm going to kind of skip that one because I got to take it easy on this wine. I'm still a little dehydrated from this afternoon, so don't want to overdo it. National Disc Golf Day, but if you want to, feel free to toast it. It's also National Jamaican Patty Day. The first Saturday in August is National Jamaican Patty Day. You know what a Jamaican Patty Day is? A Jamaican patty is it's like the flour and the meat inside the flour is. And I don't think I've ever really had one myself, but it's I hear it's pretty good. I've heard of it. A Jamaican patty. Here's a National Jamaican Patty Day. Sure. I don't know if they fill them with beef or pork. I'm not really sure. And today is National Mustard Day. The first Saturday in August is National Mustard Day. I like mustard. What do you like to put on your hot dog and your burger? Mustard, mayo, ketchup, combination of any of the three? What do you like to put on your... Now, I don't like mustard on my burger too much. I like to put mayo and mustard in a bologna sandwich. I have a bologna sandwich with it. But, and I like mustard on a hot dog. Got to have mustard on a hot dog, right? Mustard and ketchup. I don't really do the ketchup thing much, but the mustard, I like mustard on a hot dog. Mustard and chili and cheese and onions and relish and the whole bit. You know, by the time you're done, it's like, but boy, is it good. You feel it later. I feel it later, but boy, is it good going down. Mustard, I like mustard, but some people don't like mustard on anything, and some people have to have ketchup on everything. You one of those people, Yatagami, you like mustard on your, what do you prefer on your burgers and hot dogs and stuff? Some people will put mustard on the burgers. I don't. I like mayo on my burger. My daughter doesn't. She puts mayo on everything, like that, burgers and stuff like that. She's got to have mayo. She'll even dip her fries in it, I think, sometimes. Yatagami says grilled onions on a burger is really good. Oh, absolutely. I love grilled onions on a burger when they're grilled right. You know, there's some places that they don't really grill them really well, and then they just get kind of tough and stringy and stuff, you know, hard to chew sometimes. But when the grilled onions are grilled just right, they are excellent on a burger. That's true. Absolutely. All right, well, we'll go ahead and toast a National Mustard Day, unless there are any objections. Let's see, on Twitch, X86, you have any objections to mustard? All right, here's the National Mustard Day. All right, we did do this. I've got to toast this. The next one is National Play Outside Day. Today, the first Saturday of every month, is National Play Outside Day. And that's what we did. We kind of played, well, I didn't really play outside. I was outside. We sat, we were in the sun outside, and then we got drenched outside. I can't say I really played outside, but I think the kids did, or they tried to a little bit. Anyway, here's a National Play Outside Day. I'll drink to that. It's also National Summit Day. First Saturday in August is National Summit Day. So Yanagami says, yeah, that's right. That'll all be about the grilled onions. Yeah. Okay, August 7th, which is tomorrow or today, and it's tomorrow now, but it will be today in 59 minutes. August 7th, Sunday, August 7th, 2022, National Lighthouse Day. National Lighthouse Day. It's also National Raspberries and Cream Day. Ooh, I could drink to that, sure. August 7th is also it's also Purple Heart Day. Those who've received a Purple Heart, served in the armed services. Here's the Purple Heart Day. American Family Day is also the first Sunday in August is American Family Day. I will drink to that. I have an American family. I will drink to that. And August 7th is the first Sunday in August is National Friendship Day. And I like to make friends. I like to have friends. Friends are good to have. National Friendship Day, I'm all for that. And I think we should all learn to live together in friendship, don't you? I think we should all learn to live together in friendship. I think that's a tough call for this world these days. So many people that aren't friendly to each other. But you know, if we can just go out and just kind of find common ground, then you know, that's what this show is about. And that's one of the reasons why I do this show every week. Wine is a catalyst that brings people together. It's a proven fact. Wine does bring people together. And I'm doing something here where I want to try to bring people together. This is why we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion on the show. We stay away from those subjects that cause division. we try to find common ground where we bring people together, where everybody can get together and just forget about all of the nonsense in this world. And when I'm talking about nonsense, I'm talking about all the hatred and all the strife and everything else. That's really, I mean, we talk about peace in the world. The only reason we don't have any peace in the world is because we cause that to happen. You know, we're our own worst enemies in that sense. And I mean, I'm talking about mankind, humankind. Humankind is its own worst enemy in this sense, that they just, everybody talks about, well, we got to get along, but then nobody wants to get along. And I'm all for getting along. And I think that we should all just get along. So here's the National Friendship Day. I will drink to that. I will drink to making friends, keeping friends, and just getting along on National Friendship Day. I will drink to that. National Friendship Day. It's also National Sisters Day. I have 2 sisters, as I mentioned earlier. I love my sisters. They're great. They're both great people. And I want to salute them. I'm going to toast them now. Here's to National Sisters Day. I'm very thankful that I have my sisters. All right. And I think with that, that does it for the national days. Once again, this is what we're drinking. We are drinking the Brunn Gruner Veltliner. I am not going to get this right tonight. It's Gruner Veltliner. That's what it is. Brunn Gruner Veltliner. And as I get farther down in this bottle, I am pretty sure that I'm going to get it even more wrong. Even wronger, if there is such a word. There is one now. I just made it up. It's wronger. All right, let's. I'm just having some fun here, folks. Don't get too bent out of shape about he can't pronounce anything. X86 says none. Okay. I think that does it for the national days. Okay, what do we have next on the list here? Okay, I want to show this film. I've been waiting to show this film. This is probably going to be a short show tonight. I want to show this film because I've been waiting to show it for over 30 years. And I'm finally getting to show it tonight. And for those who are listening later on the podcast, because this is the podcast version that goes out on Monday nights, if you're listening to the podcast version later, obviously you can't watch the film, but you can go to drinkwithrick.com and check out the show this show that previously ran, and you can watch that segment of it to catch the film if you'd like to do that. All right, so this is what we've got going on. This film is called The Traveling Guy, and I've got to do just a little bit of backstory on this. So for those who have been watching Drink with Rick for some period of time, you know that sometimes I show some of my old Super 8 films that I made back in the day, back when I was much younger. And I and a bunch of my friends, we used to get together and make these sort of films. And we start off doing it in school, and then after we all left school, then we still got together and still did it in adulthood, when we were younger, until we all got off and we got married and went our separate ways, and life happened, all that kind of thing. But we made a number of films together, and one film that we made was one called The Analyst, and I've shown it on the show a couple of times. I've shown The Analyst, and people really like that. It's a popular film, and I've actually put it up on Reddit since then, and people seem to really like it on Reddit. So we did. I have a friend of mine who I worked with at WOFL. Now, for those of you who know, I used to work at WOFL Fox 35. That was the local Fox affiliate in Orlando, Florida, for a number of years. And I worked with a gentleman. He and I became real good friends, and lifelong friends. I mean, literally lifelong friends. And one of the things that he did, he was taking a course at UCF, I believe, and he was doing. He had to make part of the course. He had to make some films and some short films. And I said, "Well, yeah, sure, I can help you out with that." So we collaborated and made a couple of short films together that he would present to his class. So this was really more of a student kind of film in a way. Anyway. My friend did the film, and it was really well received, and he aced the class, of course. The only thing about my friend is that he's no longer with us. He passed away some years ago, back in 1994, and suddenly. So this film is dedicated to his memory. He directed the film. This is Peter J. Moultak. And for those of you who are WOFL alumni who may be watching now or later, you all remember Pete and remember him fondly because he was just an awesome, awesome guy. He was really an awesome person and a great friend. So anyway, this is, I wouldn't call this really a sequel to The Analyst. It's the same basic actors. In a way, kind of almost the same characters. It's kind of a role reversal from the characters in the first film, but that's what we've got going on here. Anyway, let me check the chats one more time before we start. I know Ed. I'm kind of waiting for Ed to show up because I know he wants to see the film, and he's probably en route. And yeah, it's just about to air. Tom Antio's in the chat. Tom Antio, great to see you. He says, nice, about to air, Tom. And he says, nice, just in time. All right, well, if you're missing it now, you can always catch it on the rewind. We're going to go ahead and play this because I can't wait to show it to you. All right, without any further ado, here is The Traveling Guy.
Hi, Bill.
Oh, hi, Charlie. I didn't see you come up.
What you up to?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just planting a few plants around the tree to spruce up the yard a bit. What brings you by?
Well, I thought I'd just come over and say goodbye to my best friend before I left.
Leave? Oh, yeah, the vacation you're going to take. You know, I've been meaning to take a vacation myself for a while, but I just
Bill.
don't have the time to, you know, get away from it all. I've
Bill.
got so much work to go do and all.
Bill, it's not a vacation. It's not a vacation.
It's not a vacation.
That's right. It's not a vacation. I'm going away for good this time.
Good? You mean you're leaving town?
Yeah.
How come? You lose your job?
No, actually, I'm leaving because of my job. I'm being transferred.
transferred. Where to? Out of state?
You could say that.
When are you leaving?
Today.
Today? That's kind of sudden, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you must be pretty dedicated to your work to just up and leave on just short notice like that. You know, I've often wondered about that place you work at anyway. What's it called? Central Research?
Research Central.
Yeah, Research Central, that's it. Just what is it you do there anyway?
Well, I suppose that now I'm leaving, I could tell you exactly what I'm doing there. It's an environmental research center. I do research and studies on the environment. Yeah. You know, Bill, we've been good friends a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, good friends. We've had some pretty good times together, too, you know?
Yeah.
You know, remember that time we went fishing down at Jetty Park and you brought that funny-looking lure with you, and Mark, he had his lucky worm. Remember that? Yeah, and we fished all night, too, and
He didn't catch a damn thing with that
No,
one,
he didn't. Well, you caught 50 pounds of bass and trout, and he came back with only half a worm.
Yeah.
Boy, he was so sorry to talk to us for weeks. Yeah, they were good times. Well, at least we can write.
Hmm?
We can write each other.
No, I don't think we'll be able to do that.
Well, what do you mean? Of course we can write each other. You can't write, can't you?
Of course I can write.
All right, then you can write.
Where I'm going, that'll be impossible.
Well, where are you going? Siberia?
Not exactly.
Well, is it out of the country?
You could say that.
Well, at least it's not another planet.
Bill, there's something I got to tell you. Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time, and it's something I got to tell you before I go.
What is it?
You probably won't believe me when I tell you, but...
Well, come on, tell me. What is it?
Well, it's true, but you got to believe me when I tell you. My name is Signet. I'm from the planet Alpha Centauri. I've been here on this planet for 3 years, doing environmental research, and it's time for me to go home.
Come on, Charlie, knock it
I didn't
off.
think
Tell
you believe
the
me.
truth.
It's true. It is true.
Now, Charlie, knock it off, okay? Come on.
I didn't think you were going to listen or believe me, but it is true.
You're serious. Are you on drugs or something?
No.
Well, if you are from outer space, how come you don't look any different from the average human?
Why should I? Most intelligent organic life in the universe looks humanoid.
I see.
You don't believe me, do you?
I believe you. Of course I believe you. Let's see. Your name is Signet. You're from Alpha Centauri. You live on a spaceship. Let's see. Your mother is the Loch Ness Monster, and your father is a little green man on Mars.
No. My mother and father are human just like me. Second of all, there aren't any little green men on Mars.
Of course not.
They're orange.
All right. Look, if you're really from another planet, where's your spaceship?
Coming to pick me up. In fact, I wanted to come over and say goodbye to you first, so I gave them the coordinates over here. They should be picking me up in a couple minutes.
And I suppose all you got to do is say, beam me up, Scotty.
Snurtle.
What?
Beam me up, Snurtle.
Snurtle.
Yeah, he's the guy in the transporter room. It's all been prearranged. They should be beaming me up in about a minute and 20 seconds.
Charlie.
Look, I know you still think I'm crazy. You know, I wasn't really sure where I was going to be standing, so I gave them the coordinates of your tree here. They should be able to scan the area and pinpoint my exact location.
Charlie, look, you're getting a little carried away. You're taking this thing a little too far. Hey, come on, look at me. It's me, your buddy Bill, huh? Now look. Do you see a spaceship? Where's your spaceship? Now look, it's just all part of your imagination. Now, if you were really going to Alpha Centauri, there'd be a spaceship, wouldn't there?
Right.
Now,
It's behind the cloud.
Charlie,
Look, Bill,
what am I going to do
I
with
don't
you?
expect you to understand anymore. I know it's difficult to believe, but in about 20 seconds I'll be able to prove it to you. Yeah, I know it all sounds kind of silly now, but I've been on this planet for so long, and you've been the best friend I've had. In fact, the best friend I've had even in the entire universe. I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, Charlie.
Well, Bill, it's about time. It's been nice knowing you. We probably won't see each other anymore. I can understand how you feel. I mean, if I were in your position, I'd send somebody to come take me away, but this is the truth. Goodbye, my friend.
Charlie? Hey, Charlie. Hey, where'd you go, Charlie? Charlie, wait, come back. I believe you. Don't go, Charlie. Charlie, I'm sorry. Charlie. I never got to see you back.
And that was The Traveling Guy. Yeah, it was made in around 1990. It was, what do you think, Tom Antio? You've never seen that film. Probably for good reason. I had it stowed away. X86 says, great short. Thanks for sharing that. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it. X86, really do. And yeah, it was something that we made years ago on Super 8 when stuff was still shot on film before video was around. We didn't really have video. We didn't have all this fancy stuff to make videos with at the time. We just worked with what we had. That's pretty much what it was. And it wasn't cheap either, because I mean, you had to go buy a roll of film, and it only lasted a few minutes, and you have to edit it and everything. And we didn't have any of that fancy, these fancy video cameras. We didn't have cell phones back then where you could just point and shoot, and the cell phone kind of figured out just how bright the picture should be, and keep it in focus, and keep it, we had to do all that stuff manually. And if you notice it getting darker a little bit in certain scenes, that's because we were out in the bright sunlight, and we'd be in the middle of a shot. It's a long shot, get in the middle of the shot, and a big cloud, a huge cloud, would just cover the sun and just make everything a little bit dark. And then after a minute or so, the cloud would just disperse and it was bright again. So we kind of had to work with that sort of thing. But we were outdoors, and it was back in the day. So anyway, and you have any questions about it, you just feel free to ask me about them. I'll ask me anything on the film. That's, we had a lot of fun doing it. A lot of history there. Tom Antio says, one of the best ones, in my opinion. Thanks. Appreciate it. Well, I have more. I've had thousands of feet of film here that I've been slowly getting around to getting transferred as I can afford to do it, and getting transferred and getting restored to a digital format. So we're getting there. It's just taking a while, and as I get it done, then I'll show some more. Anyway, so this is what we've been drinking tonight. The Brunn, I'm going to see if I can say this, Brunn Brunn Gruner Veltliner. It's a white Niederosterreich wine. I'm terrible at this the foreign language thing. I can't do the foreign language thing at all. English is about as much as I can handle, and I'm not handling it too well either tonight. So X86 says, yeah, no autofocus or auto white balance or steady audio bit rates, none of that stuff. That's true. None of that stuff. It's just whatever we had available at the time. That actually, we did, some of the cameras that we had at the time did have autofocus and auto exposure, but there was no white balance. White balancing was not really something, that's more of a video thing. White balancing for film really wasn't the thing. You did color correction afterwards when you get a film print back, if it was that sophisticated to do. But and some of that was done in a lab too, but generally the white balancing was not really a thing for film. It was really more for video. But the focusing, the exposure had a lot to do with film speed, had a lot to do with it. Now, when it came to white balancing wasn't really, on film, wasn't really done in the sense electronically, like in camera like that. It had to do with the color temperature of the lights that you were using. So if you were using lights with a color temperature of, below 5,500 Kelvin or whatever, and if the light was a little more on the yellow side, then you would have to put a filter in place to balance that light out to make it look whiter. If you were shooting indoors under, say, fluorescent lighting, which could make the film look greenish at the time, then you had to have a filter in place to compensate for that greenish light. The same thing with tungsten, the tungsten lights, you had to do the same thing. And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with that, but because that's another discussion altogether. But the film was handled, the color balancing with film is handled a lot differently than it is with video when you're talking about white balancing and color balancing. I mean, now you have all these amazing tools to do all this digital color correction and things like that we didn't have available for film. We just couldn't do that because it was really a physical medium, a very physical medium. So, it's a different technology for a different time. Anyway, so that was the film, and hopefully I'll have another one ready in a few more weeks. I'm working on that to see if we can get that done. We have a few other titles, one called Jim and Eric that I've been wanting to show everybody here, to get out there. That's another kind of a comedic film, but also kind of an experimental film, and that was a lot of fun. But and a few others, a couple more animated films that I've got in there. Nothing really spectacular, but some stuff with cutout animation and things like that I did when I was really young. That could be kind of fun to watch. But we'll see if we can get those transferred at some point. Anyway, and I'm looking at the wrong camera again, aren't I? Yeah. Let's fix that. Beyond fixing at this point. See, this is because I need a producer. I don't have a producer. It's just me. It's just me doing all of the switching and all of the trying to coordinate everything. If only I had a producer. Maybe someday. I have to have a budget first. I have no budget because I'm just doing this for fun. Okay. All right. Just as an aside, I did want to make mention. I did promise that I would tell you how you could get a couple of these free coasters if you don't have any. Now, if you have some, it's okay. I mean, you can ask for more, especially if the ones that you have were basically old and not faring too well if you've had them for a couple of years. But the famous Drink with Rick coasters, I can send you a pair of these, and I can tell you how to get a pair of these. It's very, very easy. I'm going to put camera 3 back up again for a second, and I will tell you exactly how you can get a pair of these for free, just for the postage. So I'm giving away a pair of Drink with Rick coasters, 2 free Drink with Rick coasters. Excuse me, while supply lasts. Okay, I've got a bunch of them now. I've replenished my supply. So while supply lasts, you can get 2 free Drink with Rick coasters. And here is how to do it. Now, here are the rules first. Here are the offer rules. A limit 2 per person. 2 per person. It's continental U.S. You need to be in the continental U.S. If you're outside the United States, I may not be able to ship them to you. In some countries, I can't ship easily. In some countries, I can't ship stuff at all. So, continental U.S. What you want to do is you want to send a self-addressed stamped envelope. Just put in a self-addressed stamped envelope and send it to Savoya Media Coaster Offer. That's 6420 Ray Road, REA Road, Suite A1, number 209, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28277. I'll read that again. Savoya Media Coaster Offer, 6420 Ray Road, that's REA Road, Suite A1, number 209, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28277. And then if you send that self-addressed stamped envelope to me, then I will stuff it with a couple of free Drink with Rick coasters. This is how I do it. I've got an example right here. See, look at that. Yeah, I'm on the right camera now. And what you do is you just do this. You just send that self-addressed stamped envelope. This is not, it's not addressed or stamped. But I'll just put a couple in here and seal it up and send it right back to you. They fit nicely in there. See that? Look at that. It's perfect. Excellent. So that's how that works. Anyway, I think, do we have time for a couple of dad jokes? We have time for a few dad jokes, don't we? All right, let's tell a few dad jokes here before we wrap it up. All right, let's do that. I like that idea. And the dad jokes are courtesy of this dad joke book, 365 Truly Terrible Wisecracks. This is a daily dose of dad jokes, a dad joke a day. You've been warned. By Taylor Kelmus and Peter L. Harmon. Daily dose of dad jokes. So we're gonna do a few dad jokes, and feel free to drop your dad jokes into the chat. I will read those as well. If you've got some dad jokes, drop them in the chat. I'll read them. I'll read them out loud. If they're clean, they need to be clean. If they're not clean, I'm not reading them. That's the one caveat. So they need to be clean. Okay, so dad jokes for, let's see, what is today? The 6th? Let's see, August 6th. I think I read that one last week, actually. Okay, well, I'm still in July. Okay. Yeah, I read the August 6th one already. Let's start with August 7th. August 7th. You never see hippos hiding in trees. They must be really good at it. Yep. Did you hear about, this is August 8th, did you hear about the optometrist who loved jokes? The cornier, the the better. Yeah, I don't know. That was not the best one. The cornier, the better, because I messed it up. Why? It's the wine talking. August 9th. What did the mom spider say to her teen? You spend too much time on the web. Yeah, that gets crickets too. Yep. That was truly terrible. August 10th. How can you make the waterbed bouncier? Use spring water. Yep. Use spring water. Okay, August 11th. A husband remodels the bathroom and finds his wife doesn't like it. He says to her, "Honey, we just need to let it sink in." Yeah. Okay, and August 12th, this will have to be the last one. I don't think we can deal with too many of these tonight. August 12th. My favorite time on a clock is 6:30, hands down. I don't have one for that. That's that. Oh, okay, I'm skipping that. Okay, I think we're done the dad jokes, right? I'll tell you what we need right now. More cowbell. We do. We need more cowbell. More cowbell. Yep. Had to have the cowbell. All right, so I guess that does it for tonight, huh? Pretty much, we've already we've gone through everything, haven't we? We've gone through the whole itinerary. How about that? Amazing. Let me give you a final review of the wine. Okay, so this is what we've been drinking tonight. I'm going to try this again without messing up the. It's the Brunn Gruner Veltliner. Yay, I said it right. The Brunn Gruner Veltliner. This is a white Niederosterreich wine. Niederosterreich wine. Niederosterreich wine. I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore, does it? It is 12.5% alcohol by volume. I'm kind of liking this wine. It's I tell you what, they were saying that there's some pear in it. I'm mostly tasting green apple still. Let me see. Very heavy on the green apple. You know, maybe I'm starting to get a slight hint of pear. But it's mostly the green apple and a hint of just a hint of pineapple. And it's kind of smooth. There's a little bit of honey, kind of a honey to it that is really, really nice. Goes down pretty easy. It has a very light finish, but it does linger a bit. So I find that kind of interesting. It went pretty well with most all the foods on this plate. Whoops, and let me clear this out. I forgot to clear those things out, didn't I? All right. It goes pretty much with all the foods on this plate. And even while the movie was running, while we were showing the film, I tried another piece of the Trader Joe's double cream Gouda with the wine, and the second one went better, actually. And I don't know if that's because I just had a better piece of the cheese or because the wine had opened up a little bit more at that point, or maybe I was just I just had a fair amount of wine already, and it was all right. I didn't care, but it was actually pretty decent. It went pretty well with the cheeses. I think this is they're saying seafood, probably true. This is actually a pretty good wine to serve at a party, dinner party, for those who like white wines, like citrusy tasting wines. That I think it's probably a good choice. It's not a bad wine. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite wine to drink, but I kind of like it. It's good. It's pretty decent. I like it, and it did go really well with the spicy meats, with the sausage, and it went pretty well with the chicken too. I'm a little surprised, but it went well with the chicken too. I liked it. So overall, and this wine is going for $14.99. That's what I paid for it. I don't know if you're going to pay $14.99 for it or not, because I saw it in other places on the internet for $16.99. $14.99 is what I paid for it at winestore-online.com. If you go and happen to be in the Blakeney area and you wander in there, just tell Matthew I sent you. Doesn't get me anything, but So, but yeah, no, I'm not. It's not a paid endorsement by any sense of the word. I just like the place. I like the people there. They're good people, And the wines are pretty good. They have some pretty good choices in wine. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I've got tonight. There is one more person someone else I'd like to bring out before we close. Before we do that, let me check the chats one more time and see what's going on in the chats. All right, and Yadagami says, I need to try that wine. This is actually a good wine, Yadagami, so I can recommend it. It's not bad, especially if you like a white wine. I think you would like the wine if you like a white wine. If you like red wines, you might like this one too. I don't know, but it's decent. I wouldn't say it's spectacular, but I'd say it's a pretty decent wine. Okay, so let me bring out our final guest for tonight. A final attraction, I should say, for the night. You know who he is. I think we all know who he is. It is none other than Roadkill Bill. Yeah, Roadkill Bill. Roadkill Bill is the official mascot of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. The reason is because he has a message. Exactly. That's the message. What he's saying is, do not drink and drive, please. Please do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, whatever it is, wherever it is. Do not drink and drive. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend, or just take the bus, or just stay put. It's just better to stay put. Do not drink and drive, okay? Because, it's not safe to do that. Not a good idea. Do not text and drive, because that's also very, very dangerous. And I've watched people having near misses on the road before by texting and driving and looking at their cell phone and whatever it is that they're studying, Facebook or whatever it is, on their cell phone instead of driving on the road, which is what they should be doing. I mean, if you're going to be in your car and if you're going to be texting back and forth and doing things on your cell phone, then you need to pull over and not be driving, because that's something that requires your full attention. Yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine. It is. So do not drink and drive. Do not text and drive, please. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. And we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.